everyone, welcome back to another segment of Wine Wednesday with Tracy and Amy. We are happy to be here again. We've got our bottle of wine. We've got a little Pinot Noir tonight by Acronym. It says great red wine. I don't doubt that one bit, do you?
I've not met many that I
didn't like.
So the first glass, it really doesn't matter.
Exactly. So I'm going to get this open. You stop the video. You know the routine. You go get your bottle or glass of wine or whatever it is that you like to wind down with. Stop the video, get it poured, and come back and join us.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers. We are back. Hope you have your glass.
I like it. The wrong bite.
Happy Wine Down Wednesday, and we're just getting started.
I had that look on my face like I'm gonna choke, but it probably looks like it was disgusting wine that I was tasting.
We can always put music to that part.
There you go.
Okay, I think we need a little bit more to get us rolling. Good. I have been on a Pinot Noir kick, and you've been on a Pinot Noir kick. We were just talking about that. Go figure, because we both kind of have been Cabernet girls.
I am a Cabernet girl, but hey, who says I have to?
That's right.
Stay true to one wine.
That's right. This is the first time I've had Acronym. I've never had the one. It's pretty good. You can tell it's not a. You can tell it's a little bit lower on the price scale. I can always taste where wines fall. I don't know why that. I think because I drink so much wine.
I actually heard recently that the sweet spot is between $15 and $20. You're getting a good quality wine. You can tell if it's less than 15. Yeah. But once it's at that price point, you're getting a good bottle of wine.
And that's always what I say too. And I think I even mentioned that in my wine video. I have had a couple bottles in the $8 to $10 range, but they've always been something that was like on sale someplace or something like that.
Get this. So someone that I saw somebody on Snapchat who lives in California, not in wine country actually. Dollar store sells wine.
My.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
She said, I'll give it a try. If I don't like it, I'll make sangria out of it. She said it was fantastic.
Wow. Well, I've had wine from Aldi before. I've tried a couple of theirs. Didn't really have, there's one that I could go with if I needed to, just for myself. I wouldn't take it anywhere, but didn't really have a good experience. And then I also know some people have found some really great price ones at Trader Joe's. Now I've tried a couple of theirs as well and didn't really nail one yet. So if you know of a good one from Trader Joe's or Aldi, leave in the comment section below. We'd be happy to try it out, maybe on one of our Wine Wednesday videos.
Or we can be the guinea pig.
Yeah, we'll be the guinea pig. We don't mind. So we have not seen each other since our little adventure outing.
Yes, which is right after our last video in December, early December. That was a wonderful night.
It was.
When you find those friends that you can just let your hair down and
let loose.
Yes, we did.
We celebrated our wins that night.
We're not sure if the waiter, what he thought. He celebrated a nice win and a tip that evening, because we did take care of him.
Yes, definitely. So it's just been so strange. We have not seen each other. I feel like it's been forever, but January is a busy month for both of us.
It is.
With work especially, and so I think that, it's just kind of goes with the territory.
I think a lot of people, though, even people who don't see, fluctuation in their business increase in January, I think everybody's still in that, okay, we enjoyed ourselves, we enjoyed our families, we didn't have, as regimented of a schedule, and then bam, you're kind of thrown back into it. So we're all a little discombobulated, but especially those of us who tend to see increase in our work schedule in January.
Exactly. So what else has been going on? What's new? Or do you have any, a lot of people are making new goals for the new year, and I've been doing videos on goal setting. I've got the whole series done now, so I'll have all of those linked below. Do you have anything big coming up this year besides a big number? we'll get into that. So we have a big number. Is there any big trips coming up? Do you have any big goals yourself that are, you know, family goals or personal goals or fitness? I know a lot of people, fitness goals and diet, exercise goals are a big one this time of the year. Anything new going on?
Well, my husband and I have talked about making a move either this year or early next year.
Wow.
So figuring
I guess I'll have to go there for Wine Wednesdays.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are several reasons. My husband travels so extensively, it wears on him. So whether we find a place where he is more centrally located and doesn't have to travel quite as much or quite as far, we're just looking or contemplating maybe having a side business, and all of this could affect how I practice, you know, in my profession, because when you go to different states, the licensing is different, which is why I've contemplated doing something more virtual, you know, doing either phone sessions or video sessions, which that's another.
And there's a lot of resources out there to do video, because I know we have been looking into it. With my business, I think some people would like more of that face-to-face connection, and if I get my husband on board, we've done, you know, we've opened up the gates for doing some budgeting stuff. So I think that's great, but there's a lot more out there besides just Skype. There's a lot of great sources. I'll have to give you some.
There's a new one that I heard about, because I have to be very conscientious of confidentiality and especially, you know, HIPAA requirements.
I was just going to say,
all of that.
Yeah.
And along with that, do I contemplate having my own YouTube channel to either promote that, or so it's a little fuzzy. I have some goals. I do have some fitness goals, a little bit different perhaps than most. I want to make sure that I'm focusing more on weight building as opposed to cardio. I want to get more sleep, and that has not been happening since January 1st.
I know, because you share about it sometimes, and I will think, you went to bed after 1 and you were up at 5:30. That's not enough sleep. No. Well, I just know how I am, how I feel, and I can't function. So
I do catch up on the weekends, which is that doesn't work. We all know that scientifically you're not really getting caught up on your sleep, and I know that it's better for my body, but I am one of those kind of people that I don't want to wake up to dirty dishes, and I don't want to wake up to work that's left from the day before. So if I can get home and get all of my paperwork done from the day's work, and I don't get home sometimes until 8:30.
Right, that's got to be hard. Yeah, and you need, you want to kind of regroup. Is that a mom for you? I know all of you moms and wives out there can relate to the fact that you don't want to go to bed with things undone, because I've always been that way. I was worse when the kids were little. I didn't like any toys. I didn't even like the pillows.
To cleaning the house.
So I think we can relate to that.
A mom thing, I think it's not everybody.
Like perfectionistic.
We have a little
perfectionistic pitfalls.
Both have a little bit of OCD to us, and I don't hesitate to say that with full conviction.
Yeah, me neither. My family would support that anyway.
But I think that we like to have that clear mind, like you know, in the same way that you don't want to wake up to a messy house. You don't want to wake up to work. You want to at least just deal with the day as it comes.
Absolutely.
I'm the same way with my paperwork and
There's something to say about personalities like ours keeping up and staying on the ball, and I would say that for myself, and I have mentioned this before in one of my videos, probably my A game or time management. Unfortunately, the first thing to go for me is sleep as well. That's just, it's how it's always been. I will sacrifice sleep over a workout. I mean, which also I think that says something as well, because Amy and I, we work out year round every year. It's not like a goal, or we don't work out and exercise and take care of our health and body to get prepared for something. It's part of our lifestyle. And yeah, we would sacrifice sleep to get that done. So I'm not saying I promote it. I'm just saying that it says something about the type of people that we are.
It's like my shower. It's non-negotiable.
Right.
It's become habitual. It's part of my morning. And so there are a lot of things I will forego, but
Yeah.
not the workout.
I like what you said about wanting to, work more on building muscle and maybe not so much cardio. I want to kind of hit on that real quick because Amy is a perfect example. I know in my business working with clients, Amy is very lean, and I'm sure her body fat percentage is very low. So everybody needs cardio, and Amy knows that, and she does her cardio, but she's a perfect example of that body type that is going to probably benefit from backing off on cardio a little bit and really hone in on the weights in weight training. So that's something always to remember. If you're on a major weight loss program, although I always say resistance training is where it's at, especially for the long term. You're going to burn fat for the long term, but you got to get your cardio in. I always say, abs are made in the kitchen, number one, by diet, but you got to put your time in with cardio. But if you are somebody who either needs to put on some weight, small girls, I look at one of my daughters, she's really tiny, and when I've worked with her, her body fat percentage is so low. I don't compromise cardio for her because she needs to be cardiovascularly fit, but I have her heavily do resistance training and weights. I mean, I'm giving her heavy weights because she needs to build that muscle mass, and I don't want to see her lose. Is that kind of how you feel where you're at? You don't want to do too much cardio because you don't want to be taking off too much. And you don't want to break down the muscles that you're building.
And I had, at one point in time, I did have a more consistent weight routine schedule. And I just let that I got busier, and for some reason, that's what began to be, I would slack on, or I wouldn't have time to get to.
So you would still do your workouts, but maybe you just wouldn't put the time in with the weights?
I would do
because I kind of feel like
we discussed this before,
and I think I've done this too.
I would not ever sacrifice legs or glutes day, ever.
Yes, which
and I did
it
twice a week.
And I agree with that. If you work out as often as Amy or myself, I would say legs and glutes and shoulders are something that you could do 2 times a week. Everything else, hitting all the other muscle groups, is 1 time a week is fine. Like back is once a week is good. Biceps, triceps, but yeah, especially for women, because legs, that's like, men love to work their upper body. They want to be robust and have this. I think for women, our legs are really our asset. So work them, baby. Work them.
Trying to build those glutes up still, as we've discussed. And I always and I did put quite an emphasis on bis and tris, more so than say back and chest. But first back and chest went, and then shoulders started going away, and then I would find weeks I didn't even do bis and tris this week. What am I doing here? So I have done well in that respect. That's one goal for the new year that I've been doing pretty well. I did back today, as a matter of fact.
That's wonderful. And so she's got a good system, and she's recognized, and that's because I'm the same way. I feel like towards the end of the year, I mentioned the other day on Snapchat, haven't done my planks, and then all of a sudden I did planks, and I'm like, I'm sore for 2 days. So I felt like I was doing the same thing. It was easy for me even to get on the treadmill because I could catch up on YouTube or watch other people's snaps that I don't normally have time for. So I would almost look forward to a treadmill session and sacrifice some of my other things. So same thing with me, just back in the saddle, reassessing the workout, continuing with what I was doing, but making sure it's balanced between the cardio and the weights.
Right.
So
that's one area that I'm doing okay.
Wonderful. You just need to
sleep.
The sleep,
not so much. And again, in January, a lot of people do start to reassess, and they perhaps do decide they want to go into counseling. Or I have just been doing so much of resubmitting insurance because people's insurance changes.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
It's a lot of that kind of stuff. But it'll calm down. It'll be fine. It'll all be fine.
It all works out, doesn't it? It really does. Just take a deep breath. It'll all be fine. Yeah. Well, one of the other things that we want to do today is we just love the chit chat, and from the comments that I have received from you ladies, it sounds to me like you guys like a lot of the little chit chat sessions that we do here, and just running all over the place with different topics. One of the things that we decided to do, however, was address one of the questions that was recently sent to me. So I'm going to read that, and then we're going to dissect it and give our 2 cents.
4 cents?
4 cents.
2 cents.
Okay. All right. This question came to me via email, and the title line is Reigniting the Flame. Oh, I am still stuffy.
You know what's the wine?
Oh,
it's
is it?
The wine, I bet.
Yeah.
I get stuffy when I'm not stuffy from the wine.
Ooh, I've been dealing with a cold, but whoa, what was that?
It's something, it's not the sulfates. I can't remember.
I don't know. It hit me. So, reigniting the flame. This came from, I don't see a name. I don't know.
Yeah,
I will email the person that sent this to me because I want to make sure she sees this video. So I will email her the video. This came to me on Wednesday, December 6th. So at 6:47 a.m. Wow, she was thinking about reigniting the flame at 6:47 in the morning.
What happened?
I am not thinking about doing any flaming.
And yet, we're gonna go there.
Yeah, we're going there. Hi Tracy, hope you're doing well. I'm a young fan from Australia. I love this. And I've been married for 4 years. I've recently joined your Snapchat family, and I'm really amazed by your husband and your relationship. Well, thank you. That's wonderful. My husband is attracted to me and we get along wonderfully, but I wanted to ask you for advice about how I can be more sexy and reignite the flame, so to speak. Well, you've only been married 4 years, so that flame better still be burning. I'm sure it is. I noticed your husband is attracted to you that way. You go, girl. That's her words. You go, girl. And I'd love to know your opinion and if possible advice on the topic. Lots of love from Sydney. Oh, her name is Sydney. There you go.
No, that's Sydney.
Oh, excuse me.
You sure you don't?
Well, you know I didn't know the Atlantic Ocean was where he.
No, it's not.
Hey, you know, at least I'm honest. From Sydney. P.S. You can answer this on Snap if you prefer, but it made it to YouTube, so I love it. Well, first of all, thank you for noticing that my husband is attracted to me. That's wonderful. I do feel that he is, and I definitely know that Amy's husband is definitely attracted to her. So this is a great question for us, as I've been married for many years, and the fact that my husband is still attracted to me. Amy has been married before her current husband, and had 3 children with him, so she had a long-term marriage. So she has a lot of words of wisdom, I'm sure, from that. And then she has her new and improved husband, because she got married this past April. So she will be approaching the year mark this year.
Yes.
This is a big year. There's some more things going on for this girl. We will get into that. I don't know if she wants me to bring it out there yet, so maybe over more wine.
Oh.
So this is a great one, and the fact that you've been married 4 years, you're still early stage, but the fact that you care, and this is important to you, and it's a priority to you, and you put value in your relationship, I am very impressed. So we're going to tackle this and let you know how to be more sexy and reignite the flame. So what, Amy, take the stage while I drink my wine.
Tracy's like, I've got this pretty much nailed down. And yes, I am privileged and honored to be friends with Tracy and her husband, and they do have a wonderful, supportive, but also flirtatious, romantic, there's a sexual energy.
Thank you.
I think if anyone follows you on Snap when we were out for our dinner in December, will recognize that.
Not right.
Here's the thing. It isn't just going to happen. We get married, we think this is just this is always going to happen. And I don't know if she has children.
Yeah, she doesn't indicate, so.
Often that is when the flame kind of starts to kind of, what do you just really almost go away.
It simmers, really, it does, or it goes away, because let's just face it, small children, I mean, she has 3 and I have 5, so we've been there, and that was a big portion of our life, so small children demand a lot, they really do.
And believe it or not, there are some men who experience a psychological change as well. Oh, we could go into all kinds of fun things. The Madonna complex, because now this man is seeing his romantic sexual interest as the mother of children, and sometimes that's hard for the man to kind of be able to see together that this mother who birthed these babies is also his sexual partner. So there could be a lot of things going on. I would say this is going to sound so trite and simplistic, but you have to have the communication lines open. So, your husband is still attracted to you. You are still wanting to keep that flame ignited. So that is awesome. But you have to be able, to talk about your needs. You're going to have to be able to talk about your husband's needs. I mean, there are so many different tips that we could add. I mentioned this before. How often do you talk to your husband in the way that you did in the beginning? I guess 4 years ago there was texting. So did you text, when you were dating, you're so hot, you're so handsome, I'm so lucky. Do you still do that?
I agree. I do think that we do need to go back to what initially drew us to one another, and not forget those things in the hustle and bustle of small children or just life in general, working, paying bills. Obviously, those are huge components to a relationship, but I would honestly say for myself and my husband, being married 25 years, one of the biggest things, even when we had small children, as you know, we have 5 kids, there's time for serious. I'm not demonizing being a serious parent, but one of the things I can say about both my husband and I is we never forgot to have fun. In 25 years of marriage, even with small children, we were fun to start with, and I'm sure that you were fun to start with too. Anybody watching this video, who is not fun in the dating and the baiting? I always say the dating and the baiting. Baiting and dating. It's like the honeymoon phase. Continue to be who you were. If you were fun and you were vibrant and you had an energy about you, you can still be serious and be a business person and be a mom and do the household things, and even have your sweatpants on with your hair up in a scrunchie. Scrunchies are coming back, guys. You can do all that, but don't let that fun side go. I think that's a big thing.
But it's not only important for your partner, it's important for yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
And too often we get bogged down by the seriousness of life.
We do, because it's serious business.
Exactly.
It is.
But it does so much for you as well as for your relationship. When was the last time you danced around the house? Yes, do the fun. And yes, I've seen many relationships where the fun goes away.
It does. I think that's the biggest thing I see is, especially with, I think, women. I think you become a mom and now you think it's all business and I need to be a good role model for my kids and I have to be proper all the time. But being a good role model for your children is showing them a true relationship in a good relationship. And it's okay to show the downsides of a relationship, the little bit of animosity, but you've got to show that you're nurturing and you're cultivating that relationship. Have fun. Be who you were when you were dating as well. Even though there's a time and a place, but you have to put the time in to do that.
Absolutely. And that's, well, that's what it all boils down to.
Yeah.
I always have to bring my couples back to the basics. Okay, how much quality time are you spending together? Because, and it never fails. I have couples who will see me for years and they still don't make that daily connection a priority, or the weekly connection. And it is so key. You want to maintain that emotional intimacy.
You do. Emotional
because that's going to increase the physical intimacy.
That's right.
And also, sidebar, physical intimacy will increase your emotional intimacy. The women always want to say, well, we need to work on, you know, our communication and this and, well, yes, but don't wait until that's perfect to keep the physical going, because physical intimacy will also increase your emotional intimacy.
I agree. I totally agree with that. The other thing too is, don't hesitate to express your needs. And this even means sexually. It's no man is going to not be open to that. If you express what you like, what makes you feel good, what brings you pleasure, it's not going to turn him away. It's not. Believe me.
No, they're pretty open to
they like to know. They like to know that they are pleasing you. I think men want to hear that you're bringing me pleasure. Boy, I think that's huge for a man to hear. We may not need to hear that as much. We might need to hear how much we're loved, or how much we're appreciated for the things we're doing around the house. Not that he doesn't need to have those same things, but I think that men want to know that they are pleasing their women.
Okay, let's
go for it, sister. That's what I love about us. Go for it.
Many men, let's just put it in simplistic terms.
Okay.
They need to have their ego stroked. There's nothing
among other things stroked.
Yes, I knew when I said that. I knew. Our minds think alike. And you know what? Both should be. Anyway,
both should be stroked. Okay, but go on.
Now I'm thinking of all of our songs from the 80s. So, wow, and that's a
stroke.
That one, or what was that? Stroke it to the left,
stroke it to the right.
That was,
yeah. That was that 80s or 70s?
That may have been 70s, but you know what I was just thinking of? I remember hearing that at the bar that you were talking about on Snapchat the other day. Sorry, sidebar here.
It's okay. We'll get back. Yeah, celebrations.
I remember dancing to that song there. Oh my goodness.
Okay, but yes. So yes, let's go on though.
Yes, build up their ego. I mean, it's, you know, I've said before, I believe the biggest problem in relationships is pride. Swallow your pride, build up that ego, because they need that.
Right.
You know,
and you will reap the rewards.
Absolutely.
You will. It'll come back.
Absolutely.
Don't you? It'll come back.
Absolutely.
I promise you. Get over the resentment.
That could take some work.
Right.
But I promise you, if you swallow your pride, build that ego, that will actually, it will change your relationship, and it can reduce that resentment.
Yeah. I agree. It takes a lot. I'm not saying, nobody's going to say it's easy. Nobody's going to say it's easy, but in the end, you're not going to regret it. You're not going to go, oh, I wish I wouldn't have stroked his ego. Sometimes we just have to, it's basically setting aside the pride. There's no better way to say it. You just have to.
I have been both ways, and believe me, I won't go into a lot of detail, at least not today, but I firmly believe that I am doing the best thing for my relationship. Therefore, the best thing for me to, it really doesn't matter that if I'm right about this or not, because I want a fulfilling relationship.
That's exactly. And would you not say that a fulfilling relationship really is, I mean, that's
should be your
I think you would sacrifice many things in life for a fulfilling relationship.
relationships, I believe, should be your goal of life.
Yeah.
When you know, they've done studies, and the people who really find true happiness are not the people who find success in their profession or business
Agreed.
life. It is people who've had fulfilling relationships.
But talking more about the body image and being comfortable with how you look. I truly believe that no matter what your size is, no matter what you look like, your husband or your significant other or the long-term relationship you're in, they are so attracted to you. But I think women, because society has just created this picture of what the perfect woman looks like and what is sexually appealing to a man, it has really I think it's really sapped people of having a good sexual connection with their partner because we're so concerned about body. Don't be. I know it's hard, but how you feel about your body is not how he feels about your body. Believe me.
The more confidence and openness you have, the more attracted he or she will be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I think we're starting to get better. I think there's, you know, our society is starting to accept all shapes and sizes, thankfully. But yes, absolutely, life is too short to waste it with the lights off and shame.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in your 20s or 30s and you're holding back because you have these body image problems, I say let it go. Let it go.
If you need to, seek help.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
It's going to be worth working through all of that so that you can not only feel better in your relationship, but really feel better about
personally.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
definitely. It's a big problem, but he finds you very attractive.
Yes.
He really does. I'm sure
he doesn't
Amy
mind the jiggle. He probably.
Nope.
I found that my husband prefers me to be 10 pounds heavier than I am right now.
Yeah, so there you go. I think it's just a big problem, and again, you know, they love you and they want you to stroke their ego, and they want you to light their fire. They want you to be open and honest about what pleases you, what they're doing that pleases you. Share it with them, and don't hold back in any way. There's no better way to put it.
I want to touch on one more point briefly.
I love it. Go for it.
Okay. Do you know what else? Not only So, one way to kill the fire, to put the fire out for both parties, is to treat your significant other like a child. And it doesn't only totally negate any ego stroking whatsoever, or, you know, it's pretty much the complete opposite. You aren't going to be attracted to someone that you look at as a child.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
How many times have I said this? It boils down to really simple ingredients. You treat each other as if your partner is important, special, you know, show them respect and just positive regard. And I'm telling you, your perception will change, their perception will change, your relationship will change.
I agree. Treat him like a man. That's what he is. He'll treat you like a lady. We assure you.
Yeah, I want to be treated like a queen, so I have no problems treating him like a king.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with treating him, I feel, but I'm old school in a lot of ways. Again, long time marriage here, but I still, even though I know my husband and I contribute equally to our home, not quite financially, not quite. I don't see myself getting to his level
in the same way.
Right, but
that doesn't mean that you're not equally contributing.
Yes, thank you. That's wonderful. That's a wonderful way to put it, and I appreciate that. I still love to make my husband feel like, and I know not everybody will agree with this, but I like treating him like he has a leg up on me a little bit. Now again, don't take that the wrong way. We equally contribute, but I like him to know that I still respect how he would feel about me making a big decision. I don't act like, well, you know, I'm independent, and because I'm not. I am independent, but I feel like we're a couple and we're a team and we are united. So if it's anything big, although I know independently I could probably handle it on my own, I like to go to my husband. And I can tell he appreciates it, and it is another way of making him feel like a man. Like I honor what you do for me. I honor what you do for our family. So not everybody, younger generations might not completely see it that way, but I'll always have a little bit of old school to me. My husband is not superior by any means, but there's times when I like to make him feel like he clearly is better at me than many things. So I like to let him know that you are the expert in this. I am not. Please help me with this dilemma, or what would you advise me to do? And I know it makes him feel really good. It makes him feel appreciated. It makes him feel like a man. So something to consider. We're not good in every area, and there's nothing wrong with telling other people. Even with Amy, I have a list over there of things I want to talk about over dinner, and there are things that she is great at, and I want her input, and that's awesome.
We all have our strengths,
right?
And I don't even want to say weaknesses. We all have our strengths, and we can all draw upon that and recognize that in other people. And by recognizing someone else's strengths, that does not take away from yours.
That's right. That's right. And thank you. That's what I guess. Thank you for here. I'm dragging it on, but she nailed what I was trying to say.
But I mean,
in a sentence.
There's so
Tracy,
many.
Have another one.
But that's so prevalent in society right now. Is we think that if we acknowledge and build other people up, that detracts from our value, and it does not.
It doesn't. Not at all. Not at all. And yeah, reach out. I'm always about bettering myself. So I'm going to go to the people that I feel are the experts, or that are really good at it, and say, hey, how are you manipulating this? Because I need some help, and there's nothing wrong with that.
You know that I need your help in a particular area right now as well.
Well, anyway, thank you so much for joining us for another Wine Wednesday video. We love doing these. We love to see what you leave in the comment section. Anything that you would like us to talk about, or are you loving the chit chat? How do you feel about us approaching a hot topic, talking about trends, whatever? We are here for you. So we will be back in about another month and a half, 4 to 6 weeks for our next one. So please join us then. Have a great evening, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
Enjoy that Pinot.
Yeah.
Okay, can you twerk though? That's what I want to know. Can you twerk?
What is twerking?
Is that?
I don't know what twerking is.
So we just went, I don't know.
Twerking for a living.
You are showing me the 80s now. And in the 80s,
stroke it.
And that's all we did.
And stroke it.
We did a little, but they do something with, I don't know, I can't do it. I cannot do it. Even if I had a booty, I don't think I could twerk.
You have a perfect booty. See you, folks. Mwah!